What is up, homies? How are we doing? We got, first off, Alex Odos, thank you for the 2 months, my guy. If you're in chat, thank you, man. If you guys do not already follow Mr. Alex Odos, follow him. He is a fantastic build streamer. Kinnick, Alansky, how are you guys doing? Sniper Bob, what up? Amaranth, welcome, welcome. CF Canner, what's up, dude? Yeah, I literally just got a call that the graphics card that I ordered is lost.
Count it!
Talisman Solutions with the 1,111 bits. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, straight up lost. Awesome. Like, I did it like to the Whole Foods Amazon. And yes, Alex Otis, thank you. I did it like to Whole Foods so that it would be like one, quicker, and two, like it would actually be like safer. Nope, lost. Cartoon 91, what's up? What's going on, man? Yeah, so probably still gonna build it and just be pissy about it until it gets here. So, you know, in these annoying times, you have to they better replace it quick. I'm probably gonna sit here and do it now. So yeah, it's, you know, I'm just annoyed because, like, you'd think that picking it up from Amazon Locker would be better, but it is somehow worse. Yeah, I shipped it to Amazon Locker at Whole Foods, and they're like, we scanned every single package, and it's lost.
Boy, howdy.
So, yeah. There it is. Boy, howdy. Boy, howdy indeed. Anyway, so I am actually sort of on a call with Mr. Quakums. I'm going to message him. And we're doing like a little multi-build. Hopefully at least someone is enjoying it properly. To me, I think it never got off the truck. It probably did not get off the truck. It got scanned and then didn't get off the truck, or they scanned the wrong thing, or the wrong label was on it. I don't know. So I am, let's see. See, none of these options. I mean, this is live trying to figure out how to get this set. Not Bob, my mistake. Not better price available. Anyway,
What is stock on Chewwy since he can't hear us?
Oh, there, I can hear you now.
Oh crap! He's on to us. It's over now, boys. It's all over.
So right before I went live, I got a call that my new graphics card got lost in shipping.
Oh,
so that's fun. And I'm
yay! What a good start.
Exactly. And then nothing on here. It says like return or replace, and like none of the options are we screwed up.
Oh my gosh. So if any of you are curious who you're hearing right now, this is Chewwy, one of the hosts of Mech's on Deck, another keyboard content creation studio. If you use the Who Am I Hearing command, you'll learn a little bit more about that, as well as a link to his Twitch. Basically, the way it's working right now is we're just streaming alongside each other and chatting with each other. Very simple, very casual. You know how we do it. So pretty easy there. You can watch both streams, of course, just like I linked, or you can just watch one or the other. We should effectively have each other unmuted for most of both of our streams.
Yep.
So the idea is to try to kind of just interact with each other, get a little bit of chat interaction there as well, and we're almost gonna have a good time. So
what he said, chat.
Yeah, that.
You heard him. If you guys let my chat, let me know if you can hear him. But yes, what he said.
Oh, yes. To my chat as well. If you guys can't hear Chewwy very well, let me know if I need to turn him up, or if he's too loud. Let me know as well. I have music playing also, so if that's too loud or too quiet, do let me know.
I just want to like...
I know I struggled really hard yesterday with music volume. it was always either way too loud or way too quiet, apparently, and I didn't know it until like the end of the stream. It truly feels bad, man.
Beautiful keyboard content where all you have to do is sit here and talk to Amazon Support Center.
Is that what you're doing right now?
I was seeing if I could do it on my phone really quick just to get the process started, but I think I'm gonna have to call him, and I'm not gonna call him on stream.
That's really unfortunate. Yeah. That's fine. I need since you're apparently a faster builder than me, I need a handicap.
Yeah, there you go.
Get me started.
Well, I gotta show off the board.
Oh, you do that. I'm just gonna keep moving stabs.
All right, so
I did a Bauer stream very recently, so
exactly.
Most of these people have already seen all this.
There it is. Look, right here, my hands. Oof. All right, let's switch it on over to the desk cam. So we talked a lot about packaging. Brilliant last night. Maybe ruffled some feathers. Who knows? This was 100% me by setting something on top of it. This is not Dixie by any means. But yeah, nice box. I've already opened this and kind of poked around. As you'll see, it does not come with switches. So these are Zycos. If you want to use exclamation point Zyco in the Mechs on Deck chat, that will tell you everything you need to know. But it is a Zelio V2 bottom, a Halo stem, and a Panda housing top. So
it's
yeah,
money.
It's
what it is.
It's a lot of money,
money,
but it's amazing.
I'm excited to try them.
Yeah, I'm gonna ship some out to Quakeums here in the next few days. You get this.
Pop my Zyco cherry.
Hell yeah, dude. So you get this little card. That's nice. That lets you know that people are. Someone went through it. And then the PCB, which I did take out and look at a little bit, just to get a good feel how it was. Wilba makes great PCBs, and he designed this one. What I thought was interesting, I don't know if you had the same thought. Yeah, let me hide my face real quick. This is the back and this is the front. They look almost identical. Usually PCBs, it's pretty easy to decipher which one.
Yeah, you just look at where the SMD components are.
Exactly, but it's more hidden than normal.
It's a little stealthy. Yeah,
it's compared to most PCBs. That and the fact that this is basically a fixed layout. The only real option you have are the caps lock and backspace. But I don't even know if you get that option on the plate.
No, I'm pretty sure you do not get that option on the plate. You're forced to use standard control and split backspace.
Which, okay with split backspace, not necessarily okay with standard control, but this is not my board. So, wasn't there an option for Twitch to stream together with others? There was.
Gotta be partnered.
Yeah, but you have to be partnered.
Yeah, the squad streaming is cool, but only works if you're partnered. So, us affiliates just get left out high and dry once again.
So, and then this has a daughter board, which fairly simple to input. You just, let me see if I can zoom in some. For those wondering, you just take this little plug-in piece, try and as carefully as possible pop it in. And I'm doing a terrible job at this. Slide it in and boom, now you can actually have a USB-C port on it. So there you go, easy peasy. So let's get to the case. With the beach towel.
The beach towel. Oh yeah, it's a huge cloth.
This
man.
cloth is a monster. Cyan's beautiful. It is. It is. I don't know. So, like I said, this is for my wife. And
The Bauer is your wife's?
yes. Come on. I would not personally use a 65%.
My bad.
I have been very anti 65%, although we are going to retire that. Nope, I went to the wrong screen. Hey, my face. So we're gonna retire that small kind of meme because it might be unfair if someone comes onto the stream and hears me just ripping 65% a new one. And then they might be deterred from trying.
What up, Chewwy 3?
That's very true. And if that recent census on RMK is anything to go by, 65% is actually the most popular layout right now.
It is growing. That is for sure.
Very, very, very popular.
But we haven't seen a lot of super duper high end 60%s really. Everything that we've gotten, we got the Leaf 60 like a year ago. We got the M60,
Polaris,
the Polaris, which just shipped, is a nice one, but if we're talking about like super duper sought after and harder to obtain and things that get hyped, now that was probably the last hyped 60%, but that was what, 7 months ago, something like that. So I think while the issue that I see is that, well, of course, the Baka 60, am I right?
Truly the big brain board, let's be honest.
But the issue is, I think people are running into the how much can you... Thermal, there you go, there's a good point, thermal. But how much design can you put into a 60%? Because it's hard. It's hard to differentiate yourself as a 60% board. Harder than, say, like a 75%. And then 65%. You have a little bit more option. I'd like to see more 65 or 60%. But 65s are hot right now, though, man. It's hard to be a 65% hater with the Bauer and the 165.
I certainly would never call myself a hater of 65%, but I much prefer 60%, both to use and aesthetically. I love the extra symmetry that you're able to achieve.
Exactly. Let's be careful, Dave. So my here's the plate, by the way. No holes. Well,
you have a brass plate with yours?
Brass
is that right?
plate, yeah.
Ballin'.
So for me, I would use a 65%. And here's the okay, chat, and JO2, thank you, Osiris. Can't forget about the JO2.
JO2, that's pretty hype.
Very hype. So I guess because we're recently getting a couple boards, but they're far away from group buy, whereas we have the Bauer and the Iron 165 and the Think 6.5. Those three all kind of have the Iron 165, Think 6.5 and Bauer have shipped. Iron 165 supposed to be shipping probably in the next 6 weeks. So
yeah, and that Iron 180
Iron
on the horizon
180
as well.
is oof.
That's going to be a popular one as well.
So if you can see, here's the isolation pads. Kind of hard to see on this gray. I really like this matte gray. I've been liking matte more and more, as opposed to like a true anodized.
Yeah.
And you can definitely see here the pads pre-installed, which is nice because I would screw that up super hard.
Is this your first Bauer build?
This is my first Bauer build.
So the Bauer is basically the easiest build I've ever done in my life. It's about as simple and casual as you can get for a build, and it made me really happy. There's 7 screws and that's it, and you don't have to do anything else.
There is a daughter board, a 2-bit.
Oh, there's a daughter board,
but that's literally 4 screws.
Yeah.
Four
it's
screws
very easy
and
to
be
install.
careful. Four screws and be
JSP gives you a
careful.
lot of clearance.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. BrickCube, thank you so much for the 300 bits, man. Says, thanks for the content during quarantine. I appreciate that, man. That's kind of the goal, right? We have so many keyboard streamers doing their own thing right now, and you know everyone's kind of pumping up the level of content just because so many people are stuck at home. So
BT aesthetics.
We're all kind of going along with that.
Someone did say 65%. Now, once again, I'm going to, from here on out, and this was not a Dixie thing. I don't want this to come off as, oh, I'm sponsored by Dixie, so I'm not going to hate on this board. If there's something I don't like about this board, I genuinely will say it. I don't like the layout because it is not for me. But this board is not for me. But I will stop hating on it as much to avoid anybody potentially. I don't want to, as a content creator, I do not want to sway someone in the wrong direction because of my own personal beliefs.
You have to be able to discern preference from quality.
Although, if you're not buying Zycos, get out.
Yeah, because I mean, make no mistake, the Bauer is a very high quality keyboard. But I gotta agree with Chewwy on this. It's not my preference either. I've been typing on it for the last week and a half since I built it, and it's been nice. It's been enjoyable, but I still prefer a 60% personally.
I just don't need the arrows. Zyco's better than all tactiles. Thank you.
I've been hearing some stuff like that lately. People seem to like him. Yeah, the hubbub. Yes, that's a fantastic term. I love that.
All right, so we are using today the Duroc stabs that I have fallen in love with.
Do you go straight Duroc, or do you do this kind of Duroc Everglide hybrid thing that
I do
a lot of people are
straight
doing right
Duroc? Man, okay, so the Everglides, all right, I had a wire pop.
Okay.
Count it.
Count it. Who's got that? Talisman Solutions with another 1,111 bits. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Tally.
That guy's the homie.
He is the realist.
Very generous.
So, luckily it was a south facing, so it was. All I had to do was take the plate and PCB out, and then I was able to pop it back in with some tweezers. So no real crisis.
Yeah.
But
I've been able to fix almost every wire popping issue without having to desolder. 20 out of 21 issues.
Yeah,
I've been able to fix like that, and it's been pretty great.
Well, I have been fortunate enough to only have 2 wire pops in my life. But you have also worked on many more boards than I have. But
you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at me right now, though. Oh, man.
So, but for those wondering, 205 grade 0 stabs. Pretty standard.
Yep, that's what I do too. A lot of people call it overkill, and I used to be one of those people, and to be honest, it still kind of is. But at the same time, I don't really use 205 on switches, and I have a fair amount of 205, so I'm okay allocating it for stabs. And I mean, all things considered, price aside, I think 205 is probably one of the better lubes, if not the best, to use for stabs. I
was on that dielectric grease gang.
Yeah, and I mean that's fine too, and it's by volume, it's way cheaper.
Oh, so much better. I still have half a bottle, and I use it as grease for other things too.
Yeah.
But it deteriorates.
Yeah.
It gets dusty, and I was not a fan of that.
Yeah, that's true as well.
But all right, who else is here? Cyrus is here. If you guys
Osiris
don't know,
is there.
Osiris.
Lucky, I don't have Osiris in my chat.
Yeah, dude.
You're so lucky, dude.
I would be so pissed. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? I'm kidding.
Holler says, still lubing? It's been 24 hours.
Oof.
So the joke was that yesterday that I was going to lube switches on stream and then rebuild the Bauer. All yesterday, but
Man,
by the time I was finally finished lubing all the switches, it had already been over 4 hours.
Oh my god.
So I was like, I'm not going to do a 6-hour stream right now, so...
I don't...
And then I remembered that you were building a Bauer today, and I was like, hey, let's do this.
And this was something we talked about. Quakeums and I actually talked longer yesterday or 2 days ago. Whatever day it was, I don't remember.
Count it!
Every day.
Blue
is
brain
the
time,
same.
baby.
300 bits, Mr. Alex Odos, thank you. Guys, if you have not
every
checked
day
out Alex Odos.
Oh yeah, I don't actually really know who that guy is, but I saw one of his streams once, and the quality was like really high.
His quality is unmatched, in my opinion, and he is, in my opinion, one of the best talkers. Okay, no, sorry, I am a URU is the best talker, but that guy can talk. But Alex Odos, definitely one of my favorite homies right now in the keyboard build world. And so good for, like, he is recently started, and like obviously he you know, kind of like with Nathan, you know, had a photography background, so they already had that leg up. But his everything on his stream just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, I believe it. There's a lot of high quality streamers out there now. Like I think I was talking about it on the Bauer build stream when I first built this Bauer, where I was like a bunch of people were watching me, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm the worst build streamer right now. Like between presentation, like, and overall quality, like I have to be definitely in the bottom of build streamers right now. And like I remember when that wasn't the case.
I remember the good old days.
I remember it back in my day.
I remember when everybody was only using C920s.
Me too, man. I used to have a couple of those.
Hell yeah, dude. Still great for the value.
Indeed.
They just I've talked with Osiris about this so much. They just need to make like a $300 C920 that bridges the line between DSLR and webcam.
They do. Well, sort of. The one I use is the Logitech Brio, which is like a $200 4K webcam. I got mine used for like 160 in
That's
Amazon warehouse deals or something.
Not bad at all. But like they need to have one that maybe, you know, you can do these tinier lenses that are more focused on, like, you could have interchangeable lenses with this specific one, and then just make them all, you know, what's the word? Proprietary.
Proprietary.
Just for that, and just do like, you know, have a couple, have a wide angle, have a standard, and have a zoom. And then you get the standard, and then if you want a wide angle, you can buy that as an extra. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. White wind keyless. What is that? Where's... I am confused on where the white wind keyless. I have an E-white wind keyless board coming in.
The C3 housings have such a tight clip for the wires.
I used the C3 once, and the plate that I used them with did not cooperate, so it squeezed them some. And then I have just not... I haven't had a hot swap PCB in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Well, I have one, but it's the KVD6X, so it doesn't fit in a lot of boards. So I just haven't like done like a hot swap build where I can test stuff. And then like a lot of stuff's just out of stock, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we're about half an hour in, and I still haven't given away a game, so I'm gonna give away a game real quick.
Oh yeah, dude! Gamers unite.
This is gonna be a very fast and very painless giveaway. Just like yesterday, if you guys were here, I'm just gonna enter. I'm basically just gonna put the game's name in chat, and then all you have to do is copy that, and it's gonna be really easy. So this one is just gonna be for Owlboy. Of course, just like yesterday, these are all Steam keys unless specified otherwise, but I think I only have Steam keys left, so there you go. So all you have to do is type Owlboy in chat, and I'll give that a few minutes, then I'll roll it, we'll have a winner, and I'll DM you your code.
Hell yeah, dude. If you guys
course,
want to
just
pop
like
over to TopClack's chat real quick and throw in
Yeah,
your
sure,
name.
man. Yeah, the whole idea is just like to kind of encourage people to stay inside, stay isolated, stay quarantined. And a lot of people don't have a whole lot of money right now, and they don't have maybe a whole lot of games, but they have a lot of free time. So the idea is we can give out some games and people can have something to play. We gave out quite a few games yesterday, including Doom Eternal, so that was pretty cool.
There you go.
So yeah, I'll give that a few minutes, guys. Feel free to jump in, and of course, all of you Mechs on Deck people can come over here and open up this stream as well. Have both open, potentially win some codes.
That side by side, man.
Heck yeah. We're all a family here. Doesn't matter whether you watch Mechs on Deck or Top Clack or anyone else, really.
Oh, that hurt. That was a deep pop.
That sounded painful.
That was my thumb. Alright, let's see. Are there some good upcoming 65% boards? Upcoming, there is, I can't remember the name of it, but the magnet one that Jay's working on.
The Lodestone,
the Lodestone still needs
also
proof
the
of
Vega.
The Vega.
And
the Jewels. Is that right?
Jewels currently running.
Yes, currently running. So there are a couple. Space 65 round 2.
Alex Zotos is in my chat as well. Donates 200 bits and says, "I love your wrist rest." Thank you so much, man. I'm rocking my my Chi wrist rest that I got from round 8 of the Geekhack Romeo Train group buy. They're all hand painted and then sealed. I absolutely love it. It works so much better on a 65% too. This is supposed to be like a 60-65% size, but it's a little too big for a lot of 60%.
Jules. It's Jules, like Jules.
As in Jules Verne, the iconic author.
And then I don't know the details yet, but if you want to go like hard in the paint, the number 265 is coming soon.
I really want to get a number.
Howdy.
A number what?
A number 160.
Yeah, that's.
Or a number. If there's going to be a number 260, I probably want one of those.
I imagine they're going to do a number 260, but I also think that they might do a number 360 because they're doing number 3.
I haven't actually seen what the number 3 looks like yet.
And I feel like they would have done a 160 or a 260 and a 265. But I think that part of me thinks that they're going to do a 3, like a 3 TKL and then a 360. Because then they can be like,
gotcha.
Key code 360 for the memes. Because if I know anything about Key Cult, is that they like memeing.
They do. But they're serious when they need to be, so.
They absolutely are. There's Right on the Bay.
You gotta respect that.
Right on the Bay and Jorge are some of the nicest people.
I completely agree. All right, have you completely lapped me yet? I'm not quite done looping stabs.
I am getting there. I'm on I'm on the wires.
As chat knows, this is clearly a race. So.
Okay. Well, easy.
Kidding.
No, dude, it's gonna. So I have to take because Zycos. So for those who are interested in building Zycos, here's everything that's wrong with them. So
yes, I love the opening of this.
So, one, they're incredibly expensive because you have to buy 2, potentially 3 switches just to get them together, and those switches are not cheap. So, first and foremost, let's just get that out of the way. It costs a lot. 2, while Panda Tops and Zelio V2 Bottoms are compatible, Zelio V2 Tops and Panda Bottoms are not compatible. So, the only thing you really get from them is Zelio stems, which you can then buy more pandas and make Xandas, or just have a bunch of Zelio stems for something else. I don't know. And then, last but not least, Well, I guess, okay, the housing takes a little bit to make sure you get that in place. And then the big one is that, so Zelio and most Gatoron tops have these little blockers that keep the leaf in place, where something like Pandas do not have that blocker because the leaf is just held in place by the actual bottom part of the switch. Because those blockers are not there on the Panda top, those leaves can actually just poke through. And so if you're not careful, the legs of the Zelio V2 bottom can catch onto the PCB and it will push the leg into the leaf, thus destroying the leaf. And then you have a nice linear switch. So yeah, you just have to be really careful. Is what I'm getting at.
Very nice. All right, I just rolled for my giveaway. It looks like Iredius has won this one.
Congrats.
So
Iredius.
if you're still here, feel free to PM me on Discord or Twitch. Twitch's PM service is called Whisper, so you can use that as well. And either way, I will get your code to you. And don't worry, lots of games to give away still, both on this stream and other upcoming streams.
Funny enough, Arcto top fit Yak bottoms. There you go. Starstone. Hello, Mr. Starstone. And
That's
Bessa.
Dr.
Hello,
Starstone
Dr.
to you.
Starstone. It's actually Sergeant Starstone. Just Sergeant Starstone. So let's see. Funny. Alansky's here. Alansky's a part of the Church of Zyko.
That's great. Oh, you didn't enter the giveaway? What the heck? Nightbot says you entered. Interesting. All right. Well, let me go ahead and re-roll that. Apparently. All right. Let's try this again. We'll give people another minute too. If you want to win Owlboy, just type Owlboy in the chat. Free game code. It's not case sensitive.
Who doesn't like free games?
Yeah, Owlboy is actually supposed to be really good too. It's been on my my list for a while.
I have not played it, but I have watched it. Ooh. And I enjoyed when Funhouse played it. I played recently. We did the open. My buddies and I did the open beta of Predator.
Okay.
And it was fun for like 4 games. And then it loses. It's one of those games where it's like 1v4, where you have someone hunting.
Oh,
like
yeah, what was that
Dead by
popular one?
Daylight, and
That was supposed to be like really good, but it flopped.
Freddy versus Jason one. So, you know, it was free. It was a free open beta, so I was like, I had a good 2 hours out of it. Wouldn't recommend. I think it's on the Epic Store. So, but yeah.
All right, I got a fresh PCB and palm plate here. This is gonna be exciting.
Let's get these stabs screwed in and see how we do.
Slap the bass.
Slap the bass.
Red Zykos look great. I am excited for my trash Zykos
Where's
though.
that from? Is that for getting Sarah Marshall?
Slap of the bass. yes. No,
Okay.
it's from I Love You, Man. The greatest rom-com
Oh,
of
that's
all
right.
time.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
But both Paul Rudd movies.
I'm a big fan of Paul Rudd. I gotta be
Paul
honest.
Rudd is probably my favorite comedic actor. And when I remember a lot of people are upset when they casted him for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I just remember like thinking like, no, he's gonna do a great job, because Marvel, like, while it's action, Marvel is like really good at taking very serious moments and throwing in like small little comedic moments. And I mean, literally in Ant-Man, like in Civil War, he was just comedic relief. That was his entire role in the movie.
Yeah.
But that's Paul Rudd.
That is indeed Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is the man.
Well, I should roll this giveaway before I start taking this board apart. All right. quite a few people in there now. I'm gonna go ahead and roll it. Existentially Yours is our new Owlboy winner.
Oh yeah.
So feel free to go ahead and ping me on Twitch using the Whisper feature, which is their DM service. Or if you don't want to work with that, you can go ahead and ping me on Discord as well. Though I might ask you to prove your account if you ping me on Discord.
What's up, TFF Cypher?
And then I'll reply it with your game code. Easy peasy. Lemon Squeezy is right. All right. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. This seems so wrong.
But feels so right. All right. Quakems, have you made your stabilizer checking Ziploc bag yet? Because you should.
My what?
It's for those watching who build a lot. You probably have one or two sets where you might have some accent enters or some non-accent enters laying around. For me, it is the ugly white from Lime spacebar, and then the Text Legends mods from Minimal. And you just throw them in a little Ziploc bag to test your stabs so you don't have to dig through. And you get to keep the surprise of what cap set's going on if you stream. So I just have a little baggie that's got my stabilized keys. Spare stabilized keys to check stabs. Highly recommend. Alright, let's see how we did. Oh damn, mod view is sick.
You are very welcome, by the way. Existentially Yours. No problem at all. Hopefully you enjoy that. All right, let's see what my chat's saying. I've been ignoring my chat a little bit.
I feel like I'm talking to you more than chat. I wish this was. What is mod view?
Mod view? I have no idea what mod view is.
Sick. I think we got the stabs down. How's that? Ooh, crisp.
Wow, that's pretty crisp.
It's the glory of a Zyko. Alright, let's make sure they're not rattling in the plate. No, I just made a really stupid mistake.
Nice.
Sitting here panicking, trying to fucking squeeze a plate over the top of a switch.
I think it's safe to say we've all been there.
Like, I feel like if someone came up in person and was like, hey, just build a board, I would build it flawlessly. But I'm on stream. So it's like, everything is going to go wrong.
Yeah. When I started live streaming, I was like, oh man, everything's gonna be great, nothing will ever go wrong. And then you start streaming, you're like, wait a minute, everything goes wrong. Mod view is odd. What is mod view?
I think it's like what Twitch mods see.
I see, okay. Interesting. So as my chat can see here, I'm going to be swapping out the aluminum plate configuration here. I'm just going to leave this particular JST in here because there's literally no reason for me to remove it. But I'm going to be swapping that out for this nice, beautiful palm plate, in which I believe the heart actually lines up in the PCB on this one, if I'm not mistaken. Heart under the space bar. I'll show you once I open this PCB, guys. It'll be glorious, of course.
Yup. All right, let's see how these sound with the plate. Solid, cannot complain.
Mono Man is asking how would I rate stabs best to worst? Oh man.
Currently, so that's tough.
I think the way I would say it would be, I would assume like Zeal would probably be kind of at the top,
But money.
I feel like most people don't really buy Zeal stabs just because of how expensive they are. But if I could use Zeal stabs on every build, I probably would. But I usually just go with the GMK, but obviously they've been having issues lately. I kind of have a backstock, so I'm still kind of going through GMK stabs, so I have no issues personally. But, I mean, it seems some people are okay with the Duroc stabilizers. Some people maybe not quite as okay with the C3 stabilizers these days. What I've been doing here on this build and on the last configuration of the Bauer is actually a hybrid system of C3 and Duroc. So it uses Everglide inserts, which are, of course, JWK Duroc, and then it uses C3 housings. I'm actually not sure which wire these come from. So, not sure there. These were sent to me like this. So, people are trying to start to get kind of hybridized with it, similar to how a lot of people treat switches. It's kind of pull parts from other switches and put them together, and now people are kind of starting to do that with stabilizers because there isn't really like a de facto amazing stabilizer option in our community because, to be honest, all stabs are bad.
All stabs are rough.
All stabs are bad.
Yeah, I would put Duroc at the top of my list solely because I think when I'm making that decision, I don't ever count Zeal because I'm never going to spend that much money on. If I can get if Zeal is 100%, I can get a GMK that at least old stock GMK to 98% at a tenth of the price. And while Zeals are great, they're fun and they're extremely smooth and easy to work with. I just think Duroc kind of hits it in that price range, and it's just as I haven't had any issues with the Duroc ones that I've had.
Yeah.
All right.
So, like my chat is pointing out, this PCB is a little curved, just like the last one is. I just corrected it quite a bit, but the plate will fix the rest of the way. So
yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that too, but I think most PCBs nowadays, the only one that I remember seeing that wasn't was the WT60, and I think that was in part due to the relief cuts.
Yeah, I think that probably helps a little bit. I sure do love that WT60 though, I gotta be honest.
Oh yeah, that's probably my favorite PCB. If I had to put a favorite.
Same.
How are those Duroc stabs? Duroc stabs, A+ in my opinion. If someone was to get stabs right now, I would say get Duroc.
I haven't actually used Duroc stabs yet by themselves without just having other parts added to it. So I actually don't have much of an answer. So I will defer to Chewwy's better experience on that one.
But I still have like the older GMK ones, and I think those work fantastic.
Gotcha.
So
Slap at the base.
Slap at the base. Indeed. Delphin gifting 2 tier 1 subs. Thank you. I'm gonna give. Oh, is Willio in chat? Willio, if you're in chat, let me know.
Slap at the base.
Ooh, another new sub. Auto live. Oh, that was the other one. Thank you very much. It is so messy on my desk right now. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I usually have like a 20-minute cleaning session after every build stream.
All right, so Kinnick's here though. Hey, what's up, Dixie Mech? Here, let's hit you with that. Which one is it? I'm still
Flippity
remembering.
piss.
There it is.
Dixie in my chat as well.
Bauer's everywhere.
Dixie being the big brain user and watching both of us.
Yeah, dude. Split screen life, bro. Alright, we can
What a
put lube up. Alright, so real quick, shout out to Kinnick. So I even offered to Quakeums. I did not originate this idea because Chewwy did this with one of my buddies. But especially now, since I'm kind of at a standstill of not working, instead of doing like lubing for payment, just send me snacks, fun snacks. And I've never tried this before. Calpico, am I saying that correct? Someone phonetically type that. And it's lychee. I do know how to say lychee from my wife. So let's try it.
Good old lychee.
Good old lychee. There's
Bauer's everywhere.
This
That's right.
ramen place close to us has lychee sake. That's amazing.
That sounds delightful, I gotta be honest.
I'll save you some, Osiris. Don't worry.
That sounds delightful.
Ooh.
Alright.
Ooh, that's delicious. Never mind. I'm not gonna save you any, Osiris. Like the original Calp. So here, I got sent this and an original one. So I've got a lot of stuff to bring you, Osiris, because he hooked it up. So shout out to Kinnick. Thank you, and I will get you your Switches ASAP.
Shout out to the 69 viewers I have.
Nice. That's the sex.
I don't know
number.
why, but we so often have 69 viewers. It's like,
It's the sex
it's
number.
way more common than I feel like it should be. People are like, oh, there's 68 bets, or 68, I gotta get in there. And the next guy is like, oh, I make it 70, I can't watch now.
Shit, gotta leave.
Yeah. Ready is asking, does the Bauer use a Wilba PCB? Colors the same as M60A I had. Yeah, so I think Chewwy showed it off as well, but I'll show off my PCB. You can tell some branding there. You got the Dixie branding, the Wilba branding, and the Bauer branding all right there on the bottom. On the top, you kind of have the same thing. Bauer, Wilba, and a Dixie. Although Dixie's kind of covered up by the right stab.
Let's see. Amaranth, that's delicious. Immediately puts away, doesn't take another sip. You got a solder fan? I do have one. It's right here. I'm just doing the preliminary few soldering. I like to get those anchor switches in. Janky Render, welcome. Yep. Bauer, excited. I'm more excited. So my wife has been on a Tokyo 60 for a long time. In between that and a 5 degree. And
then you decided to be a good husband and buy her like a really nice board.
Get that Bauer life on. Well,
what a good husband. I remember
she like quietly was like, I just want to let you know that I actually prefer 65%.
Oh my god, amazing.
And I just threw my wedding ring at her.
Wow.
No,
yeah, my girlfriend took my serious.
Oh, see,
like, she's had my serious for weeks now. And I'm just
big
like,
brain,
bro. Like, come on.
Big brain. But no, So when Zycos were made, it was made out of boredom and switches laying around. And then I made them and I threw them in a tofu, and I was like, these are fantastic. And then something went wrong with one of her boards. And so I said, well, do you want to try using this for a little bit? And she typed on it for a second, and she was like, oh my god, and just grabbed it and put it on her desk. And I was like, I will take that as a yes. And she said, I love these switches. And those were the Zycos that wound up being in my Fiel. And then for a long time, she's like, "Oh, I want a Zyko board," and I'm like, We will get you one. I just don't know when." And then the Bauer presented itself. So, all right, got those in. Time for some switches. My wife lets me use box pinks. She uses box jades, so she has like a unicorn vomit build. It's like the mass drop rainbow fade caps. And those are fun. And then it's got like the actual... It's got like a space bar that actually has a unicorn on it that KBD fan sold. On an acrylic 5 degree. So, all the rainbow.
I recently built my girlfriend a computer.
Hell yeah.
And so she's kind of like just... I mean, she's been like a gamer for a long time. Like, she's had computers and stuff. But... like I built her a new system, and I was like, all right, well now like I'll get her a keyboard or something. So she's been kind of like going through my collection, and like every week she'll take like a different board. And
until
she'll
she
try it
got
out for
to
a
the
little bit.
serious.
Yeah, but she got to the serious, and like she's had that for a couple weeks. Every time I try to bring it up, she just like kind of sidesteps the conversation. I'm just like, is this actually happening right now?
Totally jacked.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I don't...
Are those
I don't
keycaps
know why I'm taking.
going on the Bauer? No. So those rainbow keycaps will not be going on the Bauer. They do not support the Bauer. Or the Bauer. It is not compatible. But the... I showed her... I remember messaging Jay the same night that Midnight Rainbow was announced. And I like ran into the other room and I was like, oh, because she doesn't like white caps. She likes darker caps. And so I like ran into the other room. I was like, oh my God, they're making Midnight Rainbow. And she was like, when? And I was like, a very long time from now, but soon. Bobby McBobby. That's a great name.
Oh, I always love that username.
Bobby McBobby. Let's see. Box jades are nice. I don't like...
Sire123 is asking if Top Clack is still not a fan of QMK. Well, QMK has come a long way in the last 2 years, and I will say that QMK is probably the de facto firmware in our custom community these days, and I am a big fan of it. Now because they have the online programmer, makes it a lot easier, and Mech Merlin, who has worked very closely with QMK, has an amazingly well-designed tutorial on his YouTube channel. So I think QMK is a lot easier to use now than it was, 2 or 3 years ago. And I think because of that, QMK has kind of taken the front seat, and I'm okay with it.
Got the big oof from my wife, Kinnick, on the lychee drink. We're gonna probably have to order a case now. For those who haven't figured it out, Abracadaniel in my chat in mod chat is my wife. Surprise.
Big surprise.
They sell 10 minutes. Are you talking about 99 Ranch? I'm sure they sell them at 99 Ranch. But if I had, I think my first complaint is I think the plate. Now, this is maybe an unfair judgment because Zykos are pretty already hard to fit in, but plate's a little tight. Plate is, at least the brass plate is pretty snug. I don't know how the palm or aluminum plate was.
Well, I mean, this is my first time doing the Bauer with the palm plate, but the aluminum plate, like I mentioned earlier, is legitimately one of the smoothest builds I've ever done in my life. The Bauer really makes building pretty easy, I gotta admit.
Yeah.
With that said, palm plate is obviously going to be a little bit more flexible, so it might be a little hard to work with.
My thumb's looking pretty red right now.
Okay, that's good. Maybe that gives me a chance to catch up, because I haven't checked it in a while, but you're probably ahead of me, I assume.
I believe
You
I
are.
am.
A little bit. That's okay. I'll lap you because putting these switches in this is really not that bad.
Yeah, and I have to just be careful because Zycos. Calpico makes a bunch of other flip. Son of a.
You actually have.
Yep.
Oh my lord! This is why top clack is so much worse.
Yeah, right.
I wish I was smart enough to make that shit.
Oh man, that's
so
just
dumb.
on the Go XLR, man.
Is it?
I'll send you a link. This thing's amazing.
I've been thinking about getting something like a Stream Deck too.
Yeah. I use my Nano Bento so I can at least subconsciously be like, you didn't waste your money on this. You didn't waste your money.
I use my M6A for some like hotkeys and stuff like that, but I kind of want to get something with like a little bit more of a dedicated purpose.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's this one. This plate is in fact.
Yes.
Sorry, Lang had to join us in chat real quick.
Lang would join yours before mine too.
Oh no, he's all of our like voice everything. He did like all this voice work for us.
Oh really?
He was just like, I'll do it. I had one. I've got one with that just says Wild Bill pew pew, and I said in chat, I was like, hey, Lang, could you make a voice script that just says Wild Bill pew pew, and all I heard was the disconnect sound.
Hold my beer.
Pretty much. Just like,
that's so.
I'm out.
That's so him. That's so him.
Some of the switches kind of look tilted. Are you able to fix them? I will go back and look at them. But that's also just kind of how Zycos are.
Buying a Stream Deck as a keyboard builder seems so wrong, says Sire.
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly one way to look at it.
I definitely have that thought, but like Eric has one, Osiris has one, and
yeah, I was talking to him about it a while back, and he's like, it's so convenient.
It's not really blowing anything away, but like it's just easy. It's one of those things that like it just works.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Like I kind of like in that sense, like I'm still kind of new to it, so I need something that holds my hand like that, honestly. All right, I'm starting to pick up the pace here. So Chris Toffer says, new here, I can always use some more keyboard content in my life. Well, welcome. Glad to hear, man. Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Not as bad as the TX75 V2, though.
Is it as bad as the Singa brass plate?
Oh, don't know. Haven't built a Singa. But I had to go through... Okay, so...
That was one of those builds where your thumb hurts, not just the next
it was
day,
like
but the day after. Yeah,
that's how... My thumbs were literally in pain for 4 days. So, chat, these... Where are they? Come on. Let's... Where are my tweezers? Here, I'm going to grab another switch because those are hard to look at. Do I do. I have one up here. I'll go to Holy Panda. Alright, so, chat, for those interested, these little clips, these little bumpy parts right here, are what hold the... That's what snaps into the plate. And Osiris and I had to go through and snip those off just to be able to get the switches into the plate. It literally, it was the longest build I've ever done.
Oh man, I did an 8-hour build stream one time.
Jesus Christ.
Or like I lubed switches and I built 2 boards, if I'm not mistaken. It was right when Zelios V2 launched.
Revolutionary times, man. I remember when I got mine and I was like, holy shit.
It was a weird stream too, because it felt so fast, but like I looked up and I was at like 6 hours. I was like, holy shit.
Yummy.
Nice. Even this palm plate is actually pretty good to work with.
Alright.
Do you have a recommended source for GPL 105? I use eBay. I pay about $30 and that gets you like an ounce. And I think I did that, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and I still have quite a bit left.
Howdy.
Would I rather ink yellows or ink blacks? I haven't tried the yellows, but based on spring weight, I would go with ink blacks.
Aren't the yellow Gatorons a box switch, the inks?
Yeah, sort of. It's like split box.
I've heard some not so nice things about them.
That's just more plastic on plastic rubbing. Whoa. This did not get desoldered well. The more switches that I can save from this build, the more I can send to Quakeums.
Heck yeah. Well,
Howdy.
I only need like 1 or 2 realistically. But I'll take as many as you're willing to send me.
So these, for those interested, have 78 gram springs. That is what I recommend. And I just use the ones from Zelios because hot take, I don't know. I like Zelio springs. I know some people like hate them.
Same.
I really like them.
I think they're fine. So many people complain about pinging, but like once I lube them, I don't notice it at all.
I've never had issues.
I notice the ping when they're stock, but when they're lubed, I don't notice the ping at all. So like, and I always lube my springs anyway, so like against me, it's always a moot point. So I don't know. People give Zeal a lot of like they give him a bad rap for a lot of things, and for some things he might deserve it, but I don't know. I think Zeal springs are probably fine, honestly.
Yeah,
people kind of overreact. Like if your spring pings, just lube it.
But
come on, it's 2020. Everyone's lubing their keyboards nowadays, anyways.
If you don't have lubed creams, get out. Let's see. I had some. Wasn't a fan of the yellow inks. Too light, exactly. I like those heavy boys because most of the time I'm spring swapping anyway. So like Azalea, which is funny because I've talked to a Cyrus about this. I'm actually kind of falling out of love with Zelio V2s because of the sound and lack thereof.
Interesting. I love the way my Zelio build feels and sounds. Mine's the Kepler, and it uses a palm plate. So, in other scenarios, sure, it probably doesn't sound.
Yeah, good. I just went for the cloth seats in my Mercedes Benz. It still gets the job done.
Oh man!
But the sound. I mean, that's why Zycos became about, because I've just put a Halo stem in a Zelio, which is not life-changing by any means. People have done that before. But I was like, cool, this still doesn't fix the sound. And that's why the Panda top is on top, because of the sound.
I need you to start this Psycho Revolution a little bit faster so people can never message me again about Holy Pandas.
I've been freaking trying, man. Church of Zyko is a thing.
I've never even used a Zyko, but I can already assume it's better than a Holy Panda.
I like it more than a Holy Panda. I think that it is smoother and it takes less. Oh shit! It takes less lube to make it really smooth, and it's all bump. When you bottom out, it's at the bottom of the bump.
That's fantastic, man.
Cream's great for gaming, while 67 grams Zelio's great for coding. I can see that.
It's always preference, man.
It is.
Just like when someone asks, like, what's the best switch for gaming? It's like,
whatever works for you, man.
Yeah, whatever you feel the most comfortable on.
Although I will sway people away from using box navies for gaming.
There are switches that I do think are better or worse for gaming, but I mean, like, unless you're talking about like a pretty high competitive level, you're going to be noticing like pretty small, negligible differences.
Whatever you play on the most. Now, if you're someone who types on a light spring linear, then you're probably not going to like a heavy tactile for gaming, and vice versa.
Oh, boy howdy.
Boy howdy. Grubster. That's an awesome name. Stash, what's going on, man?
Boy howdy.
Boy.
Redius asking if we trim our Halo stems. I do not. that's kind of the defining characteristic that a lot of people like about them.
That
honestly,
harsh
is the fact that they
bottom
give
out.
you that insanely harsh bottom out with that mega loud clack. I think that's one of the reasons why people like stuff like Holy Pandas.
Alright, I'm not feeling this song. What do we got next? Miramar Sunset. Are there any good light tactility switches besides browns? I would go for lilacs, if you could find lilacs. Lilacs, I think, are in between a V1 and V2 Zelio.
It's effectively a recolored T1, which I would kind of agree with that anyway. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it in between a V1 and V2 Zelio, but I would say it's kind of like a cut down Zelio V2.
Yeah.
I usually call it like a Zelio Light or like a Diet Zelio.
Diet Zelio V2. Drifting Bunnies, some of these are, yes.
Yeah, I actually have the T1s in this this brutal 60 right here too.
So these
Filmed and lubed.
There you go. So these switches were actually previously in a Baka. Drifting Bunnies lubed them, and then I got them off of him, and then made a handful more to make sure I had enough. And I haven't checked my hopefully I haven't ruined pins. But if for whatever reason, if you have Zelio V2s in a board already and you're like, I wouldn't mind, I would desolder Zelios and use those before using new ones. For whatever reason, the legs of a previously soldered V2 hold up better because it just adds a little extra to the it just adds a little bit more. Is the lilac better than the T1? I think they sound better. I think you should film them. I think Osiris was dead on, so.
Osiris doesn't think you should film T1s?
No, he thinks he should. You should.
Oh.
You should film lilacs.
I gotta agree with Osiris then. I think the benefit for filming most JWK/Durock switches is noticeable. I used the T1s for a while without films, and I filmed them, and it was like, it honestly was pretty much night and day.
Let's see.
With that said, obviously you don't need to. But
Yeah.
Just preference at that point.
Ooh, we're like at the same spot.
I'm retesting my stabilizers before I do any kind of soldering.
You know, not the worst idea. I'm probably gonna tidy everything up next to me after, right before I solder.
All right,
How do
looking and sounding good.
How do Holy Panda switches compete to Lilac Zeal V2? They, tactility wise, I think Holy Pandas are better than Lilacs. They are more tactile in my opinion. I think Zelio V2s are just a smidge more tactile. I think that they're sharper and more crisp than a Zelio V2, where Zelio V2 has a little bit longer of a drawn-out bump. But Holy Pandas sound better than both of those switches, so, in my opinion. That was Amaranth PC. All right, let's tidy this area up real quick. Well, I have HP on pre-order. So the new Holy Pandas, I am curious to know how they're going to sound because they are using a different top. But they're still going to be fine. I would recommend, if they're using the same springs, I would recommend changing the springs, as the drop springs I was not a fan of.
If everyone's wondering what the heck I'm doing right now, I'm kind of just checking to make sure all the switches line up. I always feel really goofy doing this to look stupid on stream, but I'm making sure all the switches line up by just eyeing down the line there, and I correct anything that isn't corrected. And then I go through the back here and I make sure all the switch pins are poking through the holes. So just minor consistency things that can make builds a lot better. Alright, all my switches are looking good, no bent pins.
What spring should you get? That, my friend, is a good question. And what switches have you tried? That is the only way I can truly give you an option. That does not look like it's all the way in.
Here's what I'm going to do. I actually forgot to grab my soldering mat, so I'm going to go grab that real quick so I don't have to solder directly onto this test mat. I'll be back in like 3 or 4 seconds.
Only Zelio V2s and Browns, which you said 67 gram. I would go, I want to say the Novel Keys one's 68 gram. I would go with those if you want something similar. If you don't mind a little bit heavier of a type, I would recommend the 74 gram. I think the 74 gram springs from Novel Keys is a fantastic spring weight.
Novel Keys springs, they have such unique weights. I love it.
It's unique.
Like, where else have you seen 74?
And they're good. They're so good.
Yeah, and they're good. And they're good.
I have loved 74 gram. Who is that? Chris Topher. Thank you for the follow, my dude.
Ooh, boy, howdy.
Superman's brother. Thank you for the follow.
I'll catch up on a couple questions here in my chat. Follow up to the 105 recommended source question. As far as I'm aware, the oils don't have grades like the greases do, but I'm not sure. I've never looked into it. I've always just used whatever the GPL 105 is that I found on eBay, as long as it's Crytox branded. Let's see. Chris Tuffer is asking, what are your favorite stabs? Fix C3 is up for group buy right now, and I'm not able to decide between them and some others. I haven't tried the fixed C3, but I'd be very inclined to do so. I don't really know. Stabs are kind of an anomaly in the community right now. I feel like none of them are amazing, but like most of them are pretty usable. Seems like Duroc is pretty trusted these days, but I'd be interested in trying some of the new C3s. Sire asking if I still play poker these days. I do not. Well, that's a lie. I do technically still play, but I don't play like professionally anymore or anything like that. But I kind of play just recreationally here and there.
I got Scott Water asks, any thoughts on progressive springs? I have 73 gram thick thoughts on the way. Really enjoyed 68. I have not tried them. It is not something that I've personally tried. I'm someone who's kind of stuck in his ways. Once I find something I really like, I stick to it. I try and venture out, but it's just without a hot swap PCB at this moment. I haven't been super experimental as I would have liked to be, but also a lot of times a lot of the progressive springs don't get up to the higher weights as much as I would like, and so I just don't try them. And then someone said TX springs, solid. 80 gram.
TX springs also have that option for that tray, that like new tray thing,
so good.
Which is like honestly kind of cool.
I love it. And their oil I mix, so I have this tub that I never clean. Sprit's still a thing. I don't know. I think you can get it from Oko. But I use that oil that comes in the TX, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's just magic TX oil. And so I use that, 3203 and 205 grade 0, and I just kind of throw it all in this jar, and I never clean it. And then whenever I'm feeling that day, I just add a little of that throw it in, and lube my springs, and I have yet to be upset with my spring lubing.
All right, Alright, who's ready to win another game before I start soldering? Going for Resident Evil Revelations at this point. Which I've never played, but I do like Resident Evil games.
Spirit's still a thing.
Well,
What
howdy.
set is that desk pad from? It is not from a set. It's supposed to look like a doormat. Here, let me zoom out more. It says Home Sweet Home.
If anyone wants to win Resident Evil Revelations, feel free to type Resident Evil in chat, not case sensitive. Of course, this extends to the Mechs on Deck viewers as well. If you guys want to hop over for a second and try to win a game, feel free. If not, that is more than okay as well. I'm gonna solder a couple rows and we'll draw for that. So give it a few minutes. Did you start soldering yet, Chewwy?
Oh yeah, I'm on second row.
Oh, you're ahead of me then. All right. If I win, it's a race. If I lose, it's not a race.
That was my dad and Solder Bros, man. Right there, Delphin's Solder Shrine. That was my dad's. My dad would frequently ask me to compete in athletic abilities, and I always asked him why, and he said, "Because I have nothing to lose."
I'm just remembering now that I didn't actually test this PCB.
If this PCB doesn't work, it's 100% Dixie's fault.
Yeah. I don't ever make mistakes, so... /S.
What temp do you solder at? I have the same iron. I solder at 660 degrees. Which is...
That's Fahrenheit, I assume.
Yes. I am not melting my way to the Earth's core. No, 660 is a little on the toasty side, but I don't like touching the pad that much. I like keeping it kind of quick. So I found that it was much faster to just go. Let me move this operation over here so I'm get a little more centered on the camera. What are the odds that the PCB is a lemon? High. Sorry if you guys can hear that fan.
Oh, no, the odds of the PCB being a lemon are like probably like sub 5%, I would imagine.
Solder at 666. For anyone wondering, 660 Fahrenheit is 348 Celsius. Thank you, Mr. Delphin. I expect nothing less from the solder bro himself.
Well, in that case, I also prefer that temperature because I solder at 350 Celsius.
There you go. I think a lot of people will say, 600, but that's just, I still think that's too much time for the iron to be on the PCB. And if it's a good PCB, it won't matter. If it's a bad PCB,
it depends on the quality of the pads.
If it's a rough PCB, you are not going to be able to use it more than once.
Yeah, this board, I would assume, is probably using a very, very high quality PCB. Wilba, obviously, arguably the best PCB designer in the community. So I really expect this to be totally fine.
You know, I was talking about it recently. There really aren't that many bad PCBs anymore.
That's true.
That I have seen. I've seen some one-offs that have done rough work.
That's because, like, nowadays in our Habu, like, we actually have electrical engineers making the PCBs. Yeah. Like, versus like people kind of just try to like freestyle it. You know?
Like I've used some of Wilba's PCBs. I've used some of Gondo's PCBs. I've used a PCB designed by Blind Assassin. I mean, the worst PCB I've ever had, which I had about 7 of them, was the DZ60 Rev 2. That was rough.
DZ60 had a rough launch.
Yeah, DZ60's had a rough life. But even the 4 is not bad anymore. I mean, it's still Swiss cheese.
And I think they're USB-C now, too.
Yeah, they're
like
USB-C.
$30.
And they're like, it's like 30 or 35. Like, so if you're like buying a bunch, then like honestly, that's the way to go. It's still Swiss cheese, but if you don't care about that, then knock yourself out.
Yeah, I just like Wilbur PCBs because like there's always some like this is gonna sound really stupid, but obviously our hobby's kind of in that direction anyways. But like Wilbur PCBs just always give you like a more elegant, sexy appearance.
Yep.
Like they just look better. Everything looks more like cohesive.
I still think my favorite looking PCB is the Zeal 60 Rev 4, and I like
which
that
I believe is a Wilbur PCB.
It is, and I like that he added like which key is what on the back. I love that. I'm like, please give me more of that.
Yeah, that was big brain because as soon as I saw that for the first time and I built one, I was like, why doesn't everyone do this?
Everyone, at least the bottom row. Like, if anything, at least the bottom row, please. Like, because he's got them even labeled out to like, hey, if you're using 1.5 mods, use these. I'm like, oh my god, thank you.
Oh, Wilba's actually in my chat. What the heck?
What's up,
You
Wilba?
stalking me? That's funny.
No, he said no. Don't do it. No.
No. My bad.
Wilba, I'm going to hire you to build me a PCB that just has giant block letters under each, on both sides. It just says what switch it's or what key it's supposed to be. And then shortly after, I'll file for bankruptcy. He will charge me out the door to do something he would hate doing. Some older PCBs suck. That is so true.
Make Nova's asking if they work better. I mean, it depends on the feature set, right? I think as long as the PCB is fully functional as it's described, then a lot of them work fairly the same in my experience. But then again, I'm not an electrical engineer, so I don't really know. But like, if you get two fully functioning PCBs side by side that are like both USB-C, both QMK, and both 60%, then like you might not be able to tell a whole lot of differences once you finish the build.
Yeah.
From there, it's just like what firmware do they use and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, I was doing a giveaway. Yeah, let me roll the winner of this. I'll give people another minute. Resident Evil, guys. Resident Evil Revelations. If you want to win that, type Resident Evil in chat, and I'll wait a couple minutes and I'll roll it.
If you think about it, PCBs are somehow the most and least important part of the keyboard. It's the only thing that can talk to your keyboard, like, but it does not.
It's like a modern marvel, and people are like going crazy over like switches, which is like 60, 70-year-old technology. I love it. Gotta love it.
But it's very rare when you hop in. Now, like some boards like the Bauer, or like, custom one-offs, you don't say the PCB, but a lot of people won't list, if it's like not a normal PCB, people won't list the PCB and like, hey, I got this build. Some people do, but it's often just kind of passed by, and I find that to be hilarious because people work very, very hard on PCB design.
I saw Heine actually started a series, an episodic series on his YouTube and Twitch, with about PCB design. And if nobody here has ever watched Heine Bush stream PCB design before, prepare to have your mind blown, man, because that was some shit. That was good quality content. I wonder if Wilma does streams too. I feel like that kind of stuff is like what this community is lacking. Like, we obviously have a lot of streamers now, but most of it is like keyboard building, which is cool and all, but like it'd be kind of cool to see like the deeper stuff that like the regular users can't necessarily do themselves, like PCB design, case design, things like that.
Let's see.
All right, I'm gonna roll this giveaway.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's see who we got.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Kaz-san. On the giveaway. There you go. Very nice. Kaz_San. If you go ahead and message me on Twitch using the DM feature, the whisper feature as they call it, I will reply to you with your game code. Please feel free to do that. Otherwise, I'll re-roll it in a few minutes. If this person's not here.
Let's see how. Oh yeah, I got that. Where is it? Watch you render where your computer catches on fire. Will do. Be right back.
Fantastic.
Watch catastrophic failure. Alright, you can get out of the way.
Oh, people are asking me what my brass sponge is. This is nothing fancy. This is just a simple little Hako F99B, but it has a little brass sponge in there effectively, and this kind of cleans off the tip. So that's what it's there for. Basic soldering. Alright, well I still haven't gotten a message from Kaz-san yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll this giveaway. I think this user might have left already. Go ahead and roll it again. Felix914 is our new winner here. So again, message me on Twitch, please, and I will reply with your game code if you are here. And if you're not, I will re-roll again.
So K and N.
I've never actually played Revelations, but I'm a pretty big fan of the Resident Evil franchise, to be honest with you.
Ooh,
Resident Evil 4 and 5 are incredible. 4 changed the game, man. Literally.
Yang Jian Chess, welcome.
Yeah, that giveaway is already over, but we have lots more game codes, guys. I'll give away a couple more this stream, and I'll give away a couple next stream. I think Jay will be giving away a couple on his build streams as well.
You're new here, welcome.
We have kind of a doc with a bunch of game codes on it that a lot of people have been so graciously donating to us. Shout out to Fropsy, who donated like 8 or 10 of them before this stream too.
Oh, I'm done. I forgot to plug it in. So who's that in the background? That is me. I assume you're talking.
I assume you're
top.
done soldering, right?
I am, well, almost. Whoop, hit the mic. Classic.
Geo bailing me. Not Geo, but Chewwy.
Am I not coming through? Am I
Fropsy doing something nice? It happened, I swear. It actually happened.
Oh, I know what I did. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir,
All
I
right.
can.
Sorry, my switch to push to talk is right arrow.
Oh, nice.
So disembodied voice. You can hit exclamation point. Who's in the background or
Who am I hearing?
Who am I hearing?
Yeah, that's what we decided on.
All right, so in. Gonna have to resolder
right.
a switch.
Do you? Oh, this is gonna be perfect. If my test goes well, I might actually, I might beat you here. Which, you know, if I beat you, it's a race.
then it totally matters.
Then it's a race. Yeah, only that is a race. Why did I do that? Oh yes, daughter boards. How to daughter board. Like, oh yeah, that's still a thing.
So, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why I'm here. I have no idea how to build a keyboard. All I know is mechanical equals good. That is a fair statement.
That's fine, man. That is
So,
totally fine.
welcome. We build customs anywhere between super duper high end, like why on earth did you spend that much money on a keyboard, to extremely affordable. You can, if one of the mods wants to throw the YouTube in there, exclamation point YouTube, you can absolutely go there and watch all to your heart's content. Alright. Got ourselves a bad switch. One less Zyko out in the world.
Oh no. The world is a worse place without that Zyko.
You know, it
All right,
happens.
all my switches work. So,
Oof, you beat me.
clearly, I'm a way better builder than Chewwy.
Hands
as-
down.
As he is having issues that I am just breezing through. We'll call this a tortoise in the hare situation.
How much do you call an affordable keyboard? I would say in the 200 range, because you're already looking for something that, if you're looking at customs, you're already looking at spending more money than what a potential box brand is going to be able to offer you. So I would say in the realm of 200, but it definitely.
If anyone's curious what the heck I'm doing, because it's weird, I'm going to put caps on before I actually screw the board in, just to make sure the plate is aligned properly. This song is bumping. Holy crap.
Oh my god. Come on. There we go. Daughter board did not want to play nice.
How do you get a game code for Doom? I only had one Doom Eternal game code to give away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, young Geo. I wish I could afford to get everyone Doom.
Okay, we're going to... I'm actually going to take like a quick 2-minute break, hit the restroom, and change the desk mat and tidy up really quick. So I will be right back.
This is where I win the race, ladies and gentlemen.
There's
just
my
kidding.
be right back.
Oh. Mad lad.
We are back.
Did I win yet?
Yeah, probably. And that's not where. Oh.
I'm
There
still
we
not
go.
technically done yet.
All right, so we got the new mat out.
What mat you going with?
The floral.
Floral.
Got to rep Dixie as much as possible, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It is.
Fair.
It is his board.
The floral mat, honestly, underrated.
Yeah, it should not have lost in the first round.
As is the Home Sweet Home mat, I gotta admit.
I use the Home Sweet Home as my like soldering. Whoop. All right, let's ease that in there. That's a little tricky with the daughter board. We're good. Let's see. Yang Jane chess, man, just keep on pulling through. I know it's tough. Life gets tough. But, sun's coming up either way, right?
That's right.
Just keep on trucking. And join our Discord. I know that's not, join Top Clack's Discord. They're fun places where you can go and sometimes just escape from the world.
And let's be honest, I feel like everyone needs to do that at some point.
Yep. How
I've
tight
been
are
doing it a lot lately.
How tight are the tolerances? Yeah, it's snug. I don't really like it when it's super duper tight.
Oh, did you read the instruction guide, build guide thing with the Bauer?
Yes, a while ago.
Okay, just making sure. Because he does recommend that you be very, very careful on the screws.
So yeah, I remember him saying don't over tighten the screws, so I am just barely putting these in, basically not even finger tight, and then I'm just going to go around and slowly tighten them. Can't wait till uni is over. I feel you, man. Is that all of them? Nope.
I think you forgot to swap cameras.
Oh, I totally did. Whoopsies!
Oh, nice. Toasty.
Alright, let's get EK out of the way.
That's classic, man. That's just good stuff. All right, we are.
Wait,
almost
oh
done.
man, everything's screwed up. There we go. Yeah. See, I do I stream from my computer like twice a month. So like getting used to all of my I have like a little I have cheat sheet sticky note like right up there that reminds me of what my scenes are because I don't use them enough.
It's hard, man. Sometimes in OBS, it's just so like it gets so cluttered because you need so many things to do this.
Yeah.
Later on, I'll clean up that plate and repackage that form because if I ship this back, I'm definitely going to be shipping it back in this configuration, I feel. All right, so now I'm just going to make sure the plate is aligned, and then I'm gonna screw it in, and then we'll be done. Do a little typing test and another giveaway, of course. So now I'm just going to check for the plate alignment. Looks like it's aligned towards the bottom a little bit more than it needs to be, as you might be able to tell from that picture. It's very similar to the keycold boards. It's very easy to actually realign the plate, even while assembled and keycaps on, as long as you don't have it screwed in. Or at least, at the very least, not screwed in too tightly. You can pretty much just...
Bauer looks sweet. The Vickery auction went for $1,500. $1,000 for a Bauer? Yeah, $1,500. Are customs better than the equivalent in price non-custom boards? Technically, it depends. You are going to get higher quality. Most likely, you're going to get better quality control. But the reason you buy customs is because you want to buy something that is very specific to you. You want to use switches that are specific to what you like. And all of that good stuff. That is why I recommend. Shout out to Dixie for extra screws. I love anyone who does that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Same.
There is the completed build. We've got some caps. We got an artisan as well. Oh, ASMR stream.
For real.
All right.
So similar to Chewwy here, I'm just going barely finger tight on this first run.
Yeah, I found it was just you make your way around, try and go for the not obviously not to you, Brian, but to chat. I just want to make sure you don't think I am talking down to you.
You should though. I'm small brain.
Listen to the longer beard, all right?
That's right. See, he didn't shave and I did, so. Clearly something went wrong there.
But star patterns always are nice. That helps prevent any over tightening of one area. Ooh, I can already tell I'm gonna like this. I can already tell I'm gonna steal this from her secretly, and then she's gonna go in our Discord and be like, "He's using a 65%." Like, oh, busted. In Red Dead Redemption 2, I always had to make Arthur's beard as long as Chewwy's. Thank you. This is what not caring about the way you look for a month turns into. I just got shut down through May 4th? Yeah, May 4th. So I don't have work for another month. A month and 4 days.
At the rate it's going, it's looking like that's probably going to be me as well. My work was scheduled to reopen on April 9th, but 2 days after they made that announcement, we got the proclamation that this is going to be lasting much longer. So the shelter at home thing or whatever is at least until April 30th, I believe now. So it's going to be interesting. That's for sure.
Yep. Let's see.
All right, so I am fully done here.
You are the champion.
Oh, wait, you're not done yet?
No, I'm putting caps on.
Oh, I thought you were done already. Well, I guess I will be the first to do the sound test here.
Okay. So, guys, real quick, before about a minute before he does this, guys should go hop in his chat because it'll sound better on his chat. So I'm gonna mute myself. I can't type right now because nothing's plugged in.
That's okay. It's all good. I'll just mute you.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying. But guys, go to Top Clack's Twitch channel right now. He's about to do the typing test. It'll sound better on his. I can still talk to you guys. He just can't hear me. Excited to do this. Let's see what I got. Just outfit with the 60% part. I love it. Captain Ladies Man. That is an amazing name. I've come up with a solution to my no soldering iron issue. What is that? If you want us to build a board for you, we happily will. I'm going to heat up an X-Acto knife with a lighter and see if I can desolder that way. I highly recommend you don't do that. That's going to be a hard pass for me, bud. Please don't do that. What else am I missing? I'm chatting with Quakeums. Thank you for tagging that. You know, I thought it would look... Someone let me know when he's done typing so I can unmute myself. Because I'm not going to be able to hear him. I'll show off this artisan real quick. From Prime Caps, I don't remember the name, but it matches really well with the color scheme. I am muted on Quakeum's side. I muted myself from him. So somebody tell me if I can go back and start talking. So there it has. There you go. Let me hide my face. That actually looks really good with the black. I thought it might be a little bit of a color clash, but that's actually, and it kind of matches that blue. I'd be surprised if she actually was like, nah, I'm not about it. That pops out, so we can't slash the, these are used. These are heavily used. She's been using this set on a Tokyo 60 for a while. You can definitely tell the WASD is very used. So got the diving board. Shine is beautiful. Yeah, the Cayenne, like honestly, this looks pretty fucking sick. I'm excited to show her. Is the alt tilted? The alt was tilted just a smidge. These were on, I'm actually, so this is the other thing. I'm going to do another test because eventually GMK Midnight Rainbow is going to... Midnight Rainbow is going to go on this, I believe, but these were on box switches for a long time. So I'm curious to know how much, if certain keys got bent, because that one has, but that could also be the stem. Who knows? Vice Night. This is Tokyo Nights, yep, from Regenerative. So we're going to just stay muted with him, and I will bring myself back. I'm going to mute myself and do a typing sentence. Real quick, I'm going to mute myself to move the mic, and then I'll bring it back. All right, so this is Zelio. This is a Zyko, 78 gram, and a brass plate in the Bauer. One more go around, because, like, holy fuck. Quakeums, you there?
I am there. That was a nice sounding board.
This sounds insane. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was some good stuff, man.
Oof. I didn't listen to yours because I was still putting on caps. So I'll have to go back in the VOD and check it out. Or someone send me the clip of Quakeums doing the typing test. Cause
I forgot to unmute you on that part. But I'm still here. How do you feel about it?
So it feels very even, very stiff. I like that. I like stiff. I like how stiff it is. Zycos are good. They're very tactile. They sound fantastic. Stabs sound good. Stabs feel good. It's very even. You know, obviously it's going to be stiffer on the number row, but
sure.
This is solid board. I'm excited. She doesn't like being on stream. I wish I could record her reaction when she first types on it, but she said in chat, oof, and she probably heard it from the other room. But yeah, I'm really stoked on this. This is solid. I'm excited for Osiris to build it.
Nice. Oh, he got one too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Well, he's got two at his place right now.
He's got the LTT.
He's got the LTT one.
Honestly, these are probably better than the LTT.
Oh, the LTT one. I mean, it's like lubed Ganeron blacks, which I'm like, sure. And then like it sounds cool outside of the spacebar. It sounds cool. In its defense, that spacebar in person sounds better than through a microphone, but the microphone picks up the ping so cleanly that through a microphone it sounds so much worse than it does in person.
Yeah,
but it still's pretty bad. Can you do a stab test? I absolutely can. I'll just pick it up though. There's your stab test. Very clean. It's just crisp. I think that's what I would say this board sounds like. It sounds crisp.
Crisp is a good thing.
Crisp is a very good
crisp.
thing. I'm excited for her to get on this.
Frosty told me to check my DMs. Uh-oh. This is
young
Vio. Uh-oh. I feel like something crazy is about to go down real quick. I think... Hold on.
It is a diving board. But I'm excited. Are we talking? So I will say this is a 65% that I would use because it feels very good. So for those wondering, this is going to be the end of the 65% hate. We're gonna call it quits on that meme. It's gonna die at the end of March. So thank you to those who went along with the no 65%.
Okay, well, apparently Fropsy and Young Geo are just being absolute mad lads, and now we have potentially some more Doom Eternal codes to give away.
Ooh, all the giveaways.
I'm assuming it's about the same code.
Now here, so Machinova, not a trader. Because I still personally won't buy one for myself. I'm just not going to hate on it as much. It's obviously just an April Fool's joke that it's death. It only took a pandemic for Chewwy to change his mind. I love that's probably my favorite one. Thank you, GH Beats. But you know, like I said at the beginning, I never want to potentially stray someone away from a 65% when 65% could be what they need or what they want the most out of a keyboard. But I still feel the same way. I never really felt as strong as I outwardly said it. That's, you know, hamming it up. I just don't prefer 65% like Quakeums. It's just, nothing is added when I get a 65%. I don't in the end of that, but end of Chewwy dividing the community along 65% lines. But thank you guys. I'm about to raid Mr. Topclack after I go through here. I'm going to mute myself while I go through the sponsors.
Oh, perfect. That sounds good. I'm not going to be heading out quite yet, but I will be very soon. But
We should double raid somebody else then. We'll double raid at the same time.
All right. Well, who else is streaming right now?
I have no idea. All right. So a quick sponsor shout out, Dixie Mech, obviously. So Dixie Mech, you can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Pick up GMK Botanical last day, GMK Nautilus coming up soon. So be sure to check that out, as well as making sure you're going and voting. The championship rounds have started for Mech Madness. You can check us out Friday to find out those details of who won, who didn't. And then we've got project keyboards. You can go to mechsondeck.project.link. Last day for GMK Ashes, so be sure to check that out. Canon Keys, you can go canonkeys.com/mechsondeck to pick up GMK Honey and Cat Atlantis. So be sure to go get on those if you have not yet. Use those promo codes; those help us out a lot. Next up, switchmod.net/mechsondeck. The lube that I used was 205 grade 0, which you can get from switchmod.net/mechsondeck with 4% off your order with that. Zap Cables, he makes the best cables in the business. The cable that I used today was from Zap Cables. He has some awesome stuff coming out next month with some good charity stuff, so be sure to check that out. And last but not least, Type Beast. He has this amazing newsletter that he's been releasing. So you should really, really go check that out. I think that's awesome. So Ray Plume Keyboards, I'll talk to him about that.
The Bethesda launcher, and we're going to go ahead and start one of these up right now. So go ahead and type Doom in chat.
Doom,
not case sensitive.
Doom in Top Clacks chat, guys. So quick shout outs to one, again, Dixie. Thank you for making a fantastic board. Kennick for providing the beverage of choice for tonight. Calpico Lychee. I'm waiting for like Nathan to get sponsored by like a drink label. Like a coffee. Like how amazing would that be?
That could probably happen. I could see that.
Like that would be so hilarious. I would love to get sponsored by a non-keyboard company, like a food company.
Oh man!
So go check.
I remember what was really weird actually when I went to buy my most recent car that I have right now at the dealership. Like we were kind of just making small talk, and I was kind of telling him about like what I do with Top Clack, and he was like so fascinated by it, and he was like asking if like he could like promote his like car dealership through Top Clack, and I was like, hold on, no, this is not going to work for about 8 million reasons. So that was pretty funny.
Well, this is awesome, and I would love to help you. Let me tell you why it won't.
Let me tell you why this is going to make literally zero difference for you.
Let me tell you why my inbox would get absolutely flooded.
I love it. All right, guys, I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes here. But if you want to win a Doom Eternal game code, just type Doom in chat. It is not case sensitive. But as long as you type that keyword in chat, you will be qualified to win. And then we have another one right after that. 2 Doom Eternal codes, courtesy of Young Geo and Fropsy.
There you go. Here's I'm gonna ask both chats. Would you guys be interested if, like, this Saturday or something, all of the keyboard streamers did like an Instagram behind the scenes of their setups for build streaming? Would you guys be down for that? Because I'm someone who loves seeing how other people operate, and how like their setups are. Like that's something that fascinates me like incredibly. And so I'm curious to know if you guys would like that. And Quakem should do it too.
I might be busy on Saturday, but I can see
well,
what I can do.
Sometime, or just you can like record the video whenever and then post it Saturday or something.
That's true as well. Yeah. That's fair. I don't know how to Instagram. I'm really bad at Instagram.
Dude, trust me. So, shout out to Genly Bean, who's a great friend, who holds my hand through Instagram.
I need someone from the Top Clack server to hold my hand.
She holds my hand through Instagram. I'm like, how do I do this? And she's like, you just do this, 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 and this. It's so simple. I'm like, I know, but I don't know.
That's awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll for this first Doom Eternal code.
Hell yeah.
And then someone actually mentioned the Project Keyboard gift card. I totally forgot to roll for that. I'll do that after this code.
Project Keyboards.
And then we'll roll the other
Shout out.
game card. All right, so we have 42 eligible users in here to win this. Rolling it now. It's like NOEKB, Noe-KB is going to be our winner here. So if you're in chat, you do have to be in chat to win. If you are in chat, message me on Twitch to use their whisper system or whatever they call it. And you can say whatever. You can say hi, hello, or, F off, whatever. I'll reply with your game code. And if this user is not here, I will re-roll this in just a couple minutes.
There you go. Ooh, behind the scenes Mech Madness live.
That'd be cool because you guys have a pretty epic Mech Madness setup.
Yeah. Osiris, I'll just come over earlier on Friday because it's not like I don't have time.
Yep.
And for those in chat, if you guys want to play some Golf with Friends of Jackbox later, trust me, we'll be down. Quakeums, you gotta get on that Golf with Friends life.
Is that the cool new thing to do?
No, well, okay, so Golf with Friends is great because of it's a simple game. It's golf. It's not that competitive. No one has ever really there's a little bit, but typically everyone's just doing so bad that that everything gets so muddled. It's a game that just facilitates conversation, and that's all you can ask for.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's just a game that it's just something to do while you're sitting around talking. And then lots of expletives.
All right, so because of my stupidity, we are going to redo the Project Keyboard gift card because I forgot to roll that before I started the last giveaway. So I apologize for that, guys, but once again, just type Project Keyboard in chat, and you can potentially win a $10 Project Keyboard gift card.
Download it, play with Alex. Oh, I need to get Alex Otos in there. All right, I'm gonna message.
Did we decide on who we were rating?
Someone said Plume is still going.
I was saying Plume. Someone else was saying Lightning, who apparently has a new Twitch name, Lightning Keyboards versus whatever he was before. It looks like he is offline.
I think Plume. We just go with Plume.
Yeah, I don't see Lightning online yet, so I think we're gonna go with Plume on this one. Yeah. But I'm not quite done yet. Anyways, I had to finish up this giveaway and then finish up the next Doom Eternal code as well, and then I will be heading out.
Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, Mr. Quakeums. Thank you. This has been fun, and it worked out. Real quick, chat. Let us know what you thought about this, really quick, before I pop this stream off. I'm on Topchord's chat, so you can say it there. I'm in ours. I'm curious to know what you guys thought. Was it easy to transition between? So nice and wholesome together.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's fun. It's the way we did it is obviously incredibly simple and basic and rudimentary because we're literally just streaming ourselves, and we're just also in a Discord call together.
Yeah.
There are more intensive ways to do it, but they don't always produce as good of results. So I kind of like the way we did this, just because it can be kind of hard to do a dual build stream on one stream, because then the whole stream has a bunch of dead space because you have to crop all these cameras.
Yeah, it's awkward.
It can be really. It's
awkward. Also
hard.
It's hard sending two cameras to someone across the country.
Yes, that as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, a lot of people said they just had both up and alternated between who was muted and who wasn't.
Yeah, which was kind of the idea. They can watch one or they could watch both, and it'd be fine either way. But the idea was that they could kind of hear both of us, so it kind of gave us some conversation and such. Yeah, and if you guys want to see this more, we're thinking of expanding this beyond Mechs on Deck and Top Clack to try and make the keyboard community a lot larger and feel larger and smaller at the same time, because that kind of how it is. And we're both of us are obviously great friends with people like Apiary, Alex Otos, and then Osiris and Jay on the other half of this sandwich. And so anyways, thank you, Quakeums, very much. I will hit you up later. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining me, and it's been great. We should try this again sometime, honestly.
Dope. All right, guys. So thank you very, very much. I hope you liked that. Hit me up, PM me on Discord, your thoughts on it. If you have anything if you liked it and you want to see more, then we'll probably wind up doing more. If you really disliked it, just send me a PM and we can talk. I like to hear the constructive criticism behind it. So we're going to raid Plume. And thanks again to everybody who followed, and thanks to Mr. Talisman Solutions for the over 2,000 bits. I definitely appreciate that. Delphin gave out some subs, and Alex Odos gave out some bits. Delphin gave out some bits. Definitely appreciate all of the new followers as well. Welcome, and join us tomorrow. We're going to have Nathan Kim on at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Talk about keyboards, maybe have some fun, maybe play some games, do some cool stuff. And then Friday, Mech Madness, 8 p.m. CST. We're going to be announcing some winners, giving away some really cool stuff to those winners. So thank you very much. I am trying to pull up the raid right now. Come on. Twitch is just taking its sweet time. Just for me. Here it is. Raid. Plume. Okay. So yeah, once again, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be sure to let everyone know in the Discord how she likes the Bauer. So thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.